Throughout this time, you're in the hospital, they're talking to you about surgery. This all happened in a flash. What were your main thoughts at that point?
My children. My grandma had just passed. She kept coming to me when I thought about it, just telling me, don't panic. You got this.
Let's get it. Down in Saratoga with titties on the knock talk area. Purple top, how about some paranoia, not opinionated. Don't ask me how I feel about it. Everything I said on any streets, I'm gonna kill about it, die about it.
When I was just broke down in the gutter line on my motherfucking, hospital bed, man. My sister Double D held a nigga down to the fullest. My OG fans, my mama, you know what I'm saying? My OG Search. My brother Sam Louie, and most importantly, man, I want y'all to make some noise for my big brother Jalen Rose, man. My brother held me down in the hospital, man. We prayed together, ate together. You know what I'm saying? You know, family, we pray together, stay together.
Seth, where we at? Block Weddings.
Listen to me, bro. Boldy James. Joint drop today, yeah, check it out. Prisoner in Circumstance. Fire.
Heard he just got took the other day. That shit had tears running down my face. Spit 100 out the Drake before you can count to 8. Y'all know the vibrations and the sounds it make. Smoking out a pound of cake. My breeze come 1,008. Got some heat on my feet that I can't even pronunciate. I've been him since out the gate. Nobody knew that I was fucking Kelly Bundy. Never met Christina Applegate, but I got some coke.
Well, welcome to Detroit. I would say welcome to the D, but I know exactly right. Right? Welcome to the D. Balls.
Cracked the safe. Weight was over on the scale. Had to whip it back in shape.
It's corny when you pull your phone out and you start to record what you're doing. You're not feeling the moment, you know what I mean? Lil Wayne was talking about that. He was at a concert and everybody was just standing there with their phone, and he felt like smacking them. Yo, you're not seeing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? You're worrying about how you're recording and getting the right filter like that. So it's tough, bro. Sometimes everything ain't for the cameras.
Right, I guess you said it best. That was that in a nutshell.
But you'll think about it later and be like, I'd have caught that on camera.
That's the only point I was trying to make. Like you're like, wait, hold on, like that really was a lituation right there, like you know.
Let's go, KOD. Big creature lure shit. On the AT double hockey stick, we keep it straight. When it come to creature being, make sure I stay in touch with Poppy Brick. From the crab to the road, used to put that bag on the road. Last dime of a dark breed, real niggas rare. Louboutin sneaks got at least 12 different ice wires, diamonds cutting up like I'm Mike Myers. Gotta shoot it up in front of me. First time buyer, drugs on 7-6, hands on 49ers, had a spot on Manor off the line. All my youngest skin bank statements, couple hundred bands. Since 3rd grade, we been popping on the avenue. With the dungeon band, third tags go up top, we the attic crew. Remember a tester us some shit, I ain't grab a boot, but he was sweating with a thought that he had the flu. Detroit.
Let's start from the beginning. You was born in Atlanta?
Yeah, I was in the A for like, my pops, he had a job in the A, and he got shot on duty. My pops was a cop growing up, and we moved back to Detroit before I turned 1.
Before we get into the Detroit thing, your pops got shot on duty.
Mm-hmm. I was a kid, I knew nothing about it. I almost lost my pops growing up and almost didn't even know who my pops was because I was so young when it happened. And that's why me and my pops are so locked in to this day because he took that serious once he got another chance at this. I had one of those real fathers where like, it was all fun and games until, you know, the disrespect started or you ignoring something that you know is is supposed to be principle based on your upbringing, and he was just real current in my life. So when I make irrational decisions or I'm thinking outside of coloring and the lines and shit, I always had him to think about to keep my mind preoccupied on what everything can really evolve into for me making the wrong decision. Like, my pops was a cop, and I was always slick as fish grease growing up. Like, I always been a slick little nigga, so I always had the mindset of, like, if my pops don't see it, then I know a nigga don't know me.
Right.
He, you know what I mean? If I just fly under the radar, I know I can pull the wool over anybody's eyes. That's really how I always grew up feeling.
Right. So your pops was like kind of like the tester before you went outside? It's like, okay.
He the reason I'm outside. Like, he get it. Like, I had one of those pops where, like, you can interview him, you know what I mean? And he'll tell you, like, he ain't gonna put no cap on nothing. He ain't gonna put, you know, a 10 on it, nothing. He ain't gonna cut it with nothing. He gonna give it to you plain as day, you know? And he'll even tell you, like, he never knew what I was into until I started obtaining items that he couldn't afford on his pay grade. Mm-hmm. And I never had a job in my life. I've never punched the clock on anybody motherfucking payroll, you know? So him knowing that, him just instilling that confidence in me of knowing who I am, where I come from, and me watching him get up, stand up straight every day, it just gave me a sense of security where, you know, me raising my son, now I realize how important having a father is, you know.
Hearing what you just said about what you went through with your father and what you went through and how you dealt with that and how you left the hospital just so you could be back around him. Yeah. So you moved back to Detroit. What happens then? You going to school?
Yeah, school start. Back in the day, we was on the cusp of the digital analog, you know, from it being full digital to it phasing out of analog. So the cameras wasn't as digital, everything wasn't as on now type of time.
Right, sure.
You know what I mean? And the type of crimes that was being committed was a little easier to pull it off if you was going by the code, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, they fight everything audio, video, because they got interstate footage. They got those shot scanners that go off and instantly tell you where
the shot was coming from.
You know, so, but in Detroit, I was telling you yesterday at the show, our response time a little different than a lot of cities, because our city had bottomed out, so they didn't really have the funding to, you know, they getting it back up now. It's actually like correcting itself at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Hours now? Yeah, because the Fed's in town. But
yeah, I'll be honest with you. I never really wanted to come out here when I heard like after 9 o'clock, y'all don't got no cops. I'm like, that's the purge.
It's not that we don't have no cops. It's just that's not true. That's not true. Cause I just caught a fleeing in a little at 1, 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing but just a hot ass looking young boy Challenger, tinted windows. You know, I ain't had no license at the time. And they got behind me. And I was dirty, so I had to shoot my move. But I've been had rapping in me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Every time Johnny Fag get behind me, y'all always slam the brakes. I'm like notorious in the ghetto for beating a hook behind the wheel, you know? That's what I'm saying. Like, when we was kicking yesterday, that's why they gonna tell you what they tell you, because I really pulled it off.
Right.
Like, I don't got a prison number. But anybody know me, I'll tell you personally. Like my bro Bruno, he did 10 years for this concrete shit. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't got a line, cap and bone in his body. And he'll just tell you, like, even from a kid, my hustle always been on point. I always been a man of respect. And, you know, that's earned, not given. You know what I mean? And bro came home from the joint. It always been love. You know what I'm saying? Prior to and during every bid he did 2 bids. You know what I'm saying? First one 6, the second one like 3 and some change. Damn near 4 years. You know. And he come home. He say while he in the joint, he reading magazines or be doing everything or always, you know, was sitting there mobbing in the ghetto, playing it with him. You know what I'm saying? And he just would tell you like, I always ran through my sack the fastest on the block. Always had the most connects. Always was the most hated on because I was the most low key, so niggas really couldn't figure a nigga out. And I don't run my mouth about nothing. Like, I'm the less opinionated person the nigga know. I might know everything, but it ain't my business to talk about another nigga business.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't pillow talking, ain't no gossiping in the nigga. You know, so real niggas respect, you know, what they supposed to respect when it come to this street shit.
Y'all ready for Paul Jack? Yeah! When I say Paul, you all say Jack. Paul, Jack, Paul, Jack. When I say Paul, y'all say Jack. Paul, Jack, Paul, Jack.
Shout out to my nigga Bev Hoffa. To my OG MC Search. Yeah, for my brother said Louis. And for the motherfucking Jack guy.
You know, it's on 218 Boldy, you know what the fuck going on. You know, we rock this bitch out tonight, you know. St. Andrews, you know. Gang time.
I feel seeing your prospects.
It's good because a lot of people can't come back for that. So, I'm gifted for that. I ain't gonna lie.
Proud of you?
For sure. For sure. You know, I'm proud of my pop for coming back. You know, a lot of people can't come back from that, you know. So, that's some real shit.
Now let's get back into this shit, Russ. Let me see if I got this. Let me see if I can read it. Y'all know I just had a bad accident, right? Let me see if I got this one. I might got it. Yeah. Let's get it. Look. I'm on a different type of time. Whole hood call me Mr. 1008. Laying out on the table, twist it down. Take it to the plate, turn it back around. Then I right back on the interstate. In and out the town, switching up more than my rental place. When they were 288 A-balls and left this time spent to 36. Back 28, OG knew I was school. Back when I was J. Todd, thumbing through all these blues. It looked like a nigga play ball.
Chuck started coming around. Him and his little brother Justin, they started coming around. I was little as fuck smoking cigarettes. I used to steal them from their auntie.
How old are you?
I've been smoking cigarettes at about 8, 9 years old. But,
It's about the first time I smoked a cigarette.
yeah. Chuck and Justin was so young that I thought they was gonna snitch on me, so I used to make them hit the cigarettes so they couldn't tell, right? I was rapping in, like Chuck, he always been a music head, but he was more of a music head because he had freedom at my house to explore like older shit. He was younger, I was older. I'm putting him up on certain shit and it's like blowing his mind. And he started making beats. Driving from Mount Clemens to Detroit to bring me the beat tape so I could ride around, listen to the beats, and hopefully I hear something he made that it made me actually take my ass to the studio and go rap on it, you know? And I shot a nigga. Chuck lived in Chicago with Mikey Rocks. They was going to college at the time.
Why? What'd you shoot him for?
I had a sale. A nigga did some scurvy shit, tried to cut me out the money unnecessarily. I took something from him. After I didn't make the money I was expecting to make, what I took from him made me and him fall out. He in prison right now for a double murder. He'd call home and tell y'all this himself. He was on the street. I had just came back from out of town. I had a successful trip out of town this go around. So when I come back, I got new jewelry. I'm fresh as fuck. You know how it go. Pocket full of money shit. My phone ringing all crazy. This was the next hell days, like the end of the chirp days. Bro swung on me. He had a couple homies in this vehicle with him, and they had a dog. So when he stole on me, me and him was working out the differences on what I took from him and why it even happened. And he swung on me. And when he swung on me, he was bigger than me and shit, probably about, how much you weigh?
230.
It's about your size then, 225, 240 in that region. He put the whole Lamborghini dash across my shit, right? Knees buckle, he put it on my chin, no homo. I catch myself before I hit the ground, but I'm trying not to let my pistol slide down my pants. I look like this, it's 4 niggas chasing me with a pit bull. So what they about to do with the dog? I gather myself, run, hit the fence. The bricks kind of offset where they was running from, so I cut hard left after I hit the fence. They thought I ran away, so they going back to their vehicle. But I'm really trying to shake this motherfucking overhand right he just put on my shit, you feel me? Come back around the fence, I up the pistol. He say, oh no, Mooch, don't do that. But I'm thinking like, bro, you just had all the time in the world to talk to me. And you chose to do what you did, feel me? So I up on him. It was a fast shot, 38, no hammer. I wish I would have brought the Nino out, but I didn't. 5, blow 5, hit him once. He was a moving target. I hit him like a high thigh shot. He go to the hospital, coming up back in the hood after he got to the hospital, we fake beefing. He go to jail for clutching his pistol too tight, trying to bump into me. Bullets travel. So he locked up with my nigga Lil Diddy. He tell my nigga Lil Diddy, you know a nigga named Mooch from Stahalin. Lil Diddy in there rocking on the sleep playing like he don't know nothing, but Lil Diddy don't like know me personally, but I'm his brother best friend who was one of my 3 best friends that I lost in like a similar car accident that I just had. They all flew out the window though. And his brother name was Eric Flowers, so Lil Diddy know me from being his brother best friend. So they're in the pen talking, and homie telling dog how the bullet traveled. He was getting skinny, getting sick, and on this 3.5-year bid, the bullet almost killed him 3 years later because it was traveling. He was getting real skinny, go to the nurse. Doctor, he didn't think he got AIDS or cancer or some shit. Doctor asked me what's wrong with him. They doing all these tests, ain't nothing coming back. She asked him, has he ever been shot? He tell her, yeah, on a couple different occasions. She asked him, is it still any bullets lodged in you? He like, well, I got this one in me that, you know, they couldn't remove at the time, and you know, they noticed it was traveling and where it had traveled to. That's why he was getting sick. They removed the bullet, saved his life. He telling my man in the cell, like, man, that nigga almost killed me 3 years after he shot me. So dog ended up being just, you know, like, like when I get out to tell dog this gonna be crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I was thinking like, you know, I done got off on a few niggas and did my thing. This all facts, you know, like I say, homie even called from the pen because he hear me doing great things. And after you do 10 years on something you going through and you get to like recalling on shit you know, that went through with niggas, he called me while I'm in Cali with a badass bitch chilling in my Benz at motherfucking Mel's Diner. You know what I'm saying? My phone ring. My homeboy tap in like, hey, is it cool if I tap somebody in? I already knew what he was talking about. He tap on me in, homie, yo, peace. You know what I mean? I done had some time to think. I've been here for a minute. I realized all the shit you taught me when I was fucked up. You used to come get me, take me on school crab, teach me how to do this, that, this. You used to feed me, look out for me. Like, damn, it's crazy that it came to, you know, what it came to. But I just want you to know it's respect, it's love. You know, I got an appeal coming up. Pray for me. You know, you're not my enemy, but it seemed like you kind of rocking me to sleep because at the end of the day, I'm still a criminal. So in my mind, it's like, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit you talking about. I still smoke your boots to this day. But I'm glad that at least you thinking straight.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm glad you finding peace within, you know, whatever you going through, because you're not my enemy neither, because your mama, everybody's still around here and we play dirty, bro. I know you for real. Right. So if it was really like that, I'd wipe your old bird nose just to make you feel that while you in there. Cause like I say, I'm a real humble man, but things I done been through and the way a nigga cut and the way a nigga really think behind the scenes, I know how this shit go. Right. But I also got a heart. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter. You know, that softened me up a little bit. So, you know, I'ma go at the intended target, nigga, not innocent bystanders and people that don't got nothing to do with your fuck shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I popped him because he swung on me, basically. But yeah, even he know. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas I done pop shit that, you know, a nigga really Houdini, even them niggas respect what's going on. They know what's going on. Nigga, know they play with Jack God, they gonna get stepped on.
Noise if you fuck with Griselda. Let's get it, Jack God. Roll with it.
Let's get to January 9th. The Rolling Stone, they reported that the condition he was in was going to require extensive surgery, right?
Mm-hmm. Got a crazy scar down my neck, and halfway down my back. Plates, rods, screws, all that shit on my shit.
What happened that night?
I guess it was like a little after 5 p.m. I was having car trouble all that day with my tire. Every time I would get my tire fixed, the tire pressure would keep dropping, so my son missed school, and I went to like 4 tire places. They finally welded my rim. The air stopped seeping out the tire. I go shoot a couple jams. I leave the crib, bump into my bag, drop my kids off to my sister Didi house. I go pick up my ex-girlfriend, her son, who I treat like my son. He'd been calling me for 3 days. I was kind of busy, so I said, fuck it while I'm over here. Let me go get him. I had a fat-ass blunt of some Zazas, because I didn't get high all that day just from waking up having car trouble all day. We pull off from in front of his mother crib. We turn on 9 Mile Road. We headed towards Grossbeck. Before I can get to Grossbeck, I was on my way to Guitar Center to buy some studio equipment.
Right.
Because I got tired of giving these niggas all my money, and I know I got half the equipment I need to do the shit I need to do, so let me go piece the rest of this shit together. So we on our way to Guitar Center. I tell him to roll up. He rolled the blunt up. Before he can light the blunt, I just remember, I don't remember nothing else. I just remember waking up and nothing but my eyeballs and my mouth was moving. And I told him to unpop the seatbelt. I was trying to wiggle my toes and get up out the car to see, if I was hurt or not. But nothing was moving. So ambulance pull up.
Were you in pain?
I couldn't feel nothing. Everything had numbed out. When you break your neck and your central nervous system, and they like speaker wires.
Mm.
Thank God the damage wasn't done from, me being wounded. Because that means the nerves got to mend and repair. They get me out the car. They take their time, put me on the little, what's that, a gurney or a flatbed, whatever the fuck they call that shit. And when they put me in the ambulance, like I said, that shit like speaker wire. So something must have reconnected from them correctly, placing me on the
gurney.
And I felt my toe wiggle, and I felt my hand. I could touch these 2 fingers. And it was real faint, but I could feel it. And I had just enough strength in this arm to get this bitch up one time and just put it over my eyes to just try to cope with what was going on at the time, you know. So I laid there zoned out till they got me to the hospital.
What kind of condition was your ex's son?
He didn't do nothing but bump his head. He was cool. He was functional. Like, most of the damage was on my side of the car. I ran head on into somebody who jumped the lane. And like I say, 40-40 head-on collision. No brakes on each vehicle. He didn't do nothing but break his foot. I exited the vehicle down there paralyzed. So when I get to the hospital, they tell me the type of accident that I had. I could possibly be paralyzed from the neck down, whether I got the surgery or not. So it was just best to get the surgery to see if it could possibly like mend itself together.
Right.
And I could heal from that shit, actually.
What was wrong? So your neck was broken?
I had broke my neck and 3 links in my spine.
3 links. This is January.
Yeah, this was 150 days ago. 5 months ago to yesterday, when I made it exactly 5 months on the day of the show.
Let's get it, bro. Yeah. Look. Can't get an oven, bitch. No, we run this bitch. A glutton for punishment. Keep a submachine gun with a honey clip. Volatile. Don't want no problem or with a problem child. Ain't cop that shit for months. Ain't come around. Niggas not alive. Cashing in. Always greening it out. Never had a bin. Asking God, this was my last resort. I got a sin. Cause if the nigga would've went with his first mind, premeditated. Out of all these killers, we the worst kind.
How'd you get out the hospital?
I called Fast Lane to come get me in, come get me, told me stay there. Then I called my brother Dirt. And Dirt pulled up about 30 minutes. They come upstairs, and my girl don't want me to leave. She think I should stay. My homies, they come in there. My nigga Dirt, my nigga KK. And Dirt bagged everything up that was mine in the room in the sheet. And he brought me a coat. He put the coat on me. I told him to put my hood on my head. And when I got downstairs off the elevator, my father and my Uncle Brian was sitting, waiting to come up because it was already to the maximum limit of who could be in my room. They was only allowing 2 people. My girl spent the night, so they were forgetting about her. And then the other 2 came, so they count them 2. So my pops, my Uncle Brian waiting on whoever up here to leave. So they wheeling me downstairs. My pops look and he look away, but then he look down and he see my shoes. And when they wheeling me past, he say, motherfucker, where you think you about to go? And I looked at him, I'm like, shit, I'm about to go to the crib. And he made Dirt get the fuck out the way and took the wheelchair. And I'm thinking he about to U-turn me around and push me back upstairs. So he looked me in my eyes. He seen how serious I was, just like anything else that ever been in life. And he seen that look in my eye like he must know what he doing. And he wheeled me to the car. He seen me get up, stand up out that motherfucker. I took them couple little fast steps I had in, turned that motherfucker sideways, and got my ass in that car with that neck brace.
There's no checkout, no nothing.
No, I just did. They don't even know I'm gone yet. They got the call and all the people they had contacts on asking why did I leave the hospital and all that shit. But I go to the gas station, tell bro, get some blunts. They already got some weed and shit. I see my bro Nick Bruno at the gas station where Lil Bruno be doing their thing. And I see him, he don't see me. I'm in the back seat of a car, he don't know. I tell my homie KK, he don't know KK neither. I say, hey, that nigga right there. I say, hey, Hydrate, Boldy said, come here. So when he said it, my nigga Hydrate looking at him like, nigga, you ain't Boldy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But Dre don't know I'm in the back seat, so Bruno in the car with Dre, so Bruno look over Dre. He don't see me. KK said it again. I said, I'm laughing in the back seat. I said, tell him Boldy said, come here. He said, hi Dre, Boldy said, come here. So Bruno get out the car because he thought he seen Dirt walk in the gas station. So he trying to put two and two together. He get out the car. He hear me call him a bitch ass nigga loud as hell. He just bust out laughing. He like, bitch, I just talked to Fast Lane. We was on our way up there to come see you. And bitch, I already heard you broke out the hospital. So they all laughing about that shit. So when I get to the crib, after we get the blunts and shit, the neighbor upstairs, I damn near don't like him to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because I stay in the flat. The neighbor upstairs, the fucking stairs icy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, damn, I've been in the hospital for damn near a month. Why the fuck the stairs not shoveled and salted, you know? I didn't want to fall out with him just off that, you know? But I'm just irritated because I know if I fall up these stairs, I'll re-injure myself.
What?
Bruno Hydre will carry me up the stairs. I make it up the stairs in one piece. Get in the crib, sit down on the couch, gather myself, tell bro, go get that wheelchair. They go get the wheelchair, bring it to me in the wheelchair. And I can't push the wheels. I gotta drag myself through the house on my feet and my legs barely moving. So it's like, I'm fighting through that bitch like this. Like everything I'm doing is off the kickback or me really trying to, you know, and I don't really.
And this is with no meds?
Yeah, there's no meds. And then I'm so stubborn, I really don't want nobody to do shit for me. Especially if it ain't like genuine or it really ain't. Somebody I know want to really see me back, you know. I was staying away from all that weird fake love, you know, niggas acting like they concerned, but they really around just being nosy. Cause you know, like I was living with two women. So niggas thought me being hurt was gonna alter my relationship with them, you know, and didn't know like, shit, I ain't broke, nor is my dick neither. You know what I'm saying? And the love is the love already, you know? Right. And that really was over there like caring for a nigga, trying to get me, whip a nigga back in shape, you know? So I knew who was coming over there being genuine. And so a couple of people I thought was genuine, that really was coming around being nosy, seeing, you know, if I was finished or not, you know? Cause this shit looked bad at the time.
You told me you looked like, what was it?
Look like Weekend and Bernie's. Mixed with the motherfucking little aliens who work in the office and Men in Black. Yeah.
Damn. Well, how did your son react when he finally got to see you?
He cried, hugged me real tight, and just told me, Dad, whatever you need me to do, I'm here. And I'm like, you gonna help me get back? He like, I got you, big guy. I'm like, all right. He been so helpful throughout this whole process. Like, he been being strong about it. Dad, I know you're gonna get back. You get back from everything, Dad. And it's like that right there, you know, it gave me the motivation to realize in the rehab, the best thing I could have did was left the hospital because I'm on a time schedule with them. Right. You know, I used to be athletic at one point, so I know when I'm overdoing something to where I'm about to strain a muscle or I'm about to, you know, make something deformed or like I know the difference, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not on the clock at the crib. Whenever I feel like, oh, it's time to get up, just dig in. You ain't doing nothing else. Feel me? A lot of leg raises, squats, the resistance bands. Even when I couldn't really get no resistance on them, I still was trying to go through any, you know,
type of motion.
It's called a range of motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm trying to have any type of range of motion so that my shit would get back, but I didn't realize how strong I really was for being 160 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, I was one of them 160 pound niggas that can do 40 pound dumbbell reps, 30 on this arm, 30 on it, like in sets of 30 at a time.
Right.
But a nigga 220, 240 can't throw these around like that. I just started realizing, you know, from grandma, when she go through the bulk of the grocery shopping, nigga go unload the groceries out the hatchback. When you grab the groceries, I used to load up as many as I can on my weak arm, right? And no matter how many stairs I had to go up, how far up the driveway I got to carry them, I tried to just tune it out no matter how heavy it was, but I keep the bulk of the weight from the bags on my weak arm, you know, or when I was riding a bike, I never stopped pedaling. Even when it was uphill, downhill, I just knew it all count when you dig in with anything. You know what I'm saying? I had a bump shoulder, so I couldn't really do a lot of push-ups because my push was affected by my shoulder being dislocated, but my pull wasn't affected.
Right.
So I was still able to do 20 pull-ups, not knowing that's in shape.
Right.
You know, I'm just thinking, you know, I'm a $160. This the shit I'm supposed to be doing. When really, that's the only reason I had a little fight left in me to get back from the accident.
And what was your homies doing?
On what tip though?
Like as far as like helping you get back?
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to, like I say, my sister Double D. She massaged my hands, make sure the kids cool, come over. You know, stay on top of everything with my money, with my business, with my, you know, personal relationships with people who I couldn't get to personally because everything was challenged. Stayed on top of shit. My nigga Fastlane, he always made sure I had the proper vitamins, the proper sea moss. You know, he bringing me healthy foods. He bringing me crazy protein shakes and smoothies and shit like that. Like my nigga Nick Bruno, you know, he been down. Fastlane did a crazy bit too. Bruno did, I think Fast did 14, Bruno did 10. Bruno was giving me that weight pit motivation that, you know, you locked in with a real nigga. And everybody don't always got all the answers. But some niggas might just know what you need to hear at the time to figure the answers out. Real thug motivation in my ear. You know, hey, bro, nigga, you gotta get back. You know why? Why, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because we all depend on you. Nigga, ain't nothing wrong with your bitch ass, nigga. Get your bitch ass up. Get out that motherfucking wheelchair, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with you, nigga. And I be looking at the nigga like, what the fuck you ain't nothing wrong, nigga? You don't see what the fuck I've been through? And get your bitch ass up, nigga. Get out the wheelchair. See how long you can stand up. See if you can stand up 15 minutes. You on the clock now. He look at the clock on the stove. I stand up 15 minutes. I sit down, exhausted, tired. Body down and feel wore out. Nah, get your bitch ass back up, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with you, nigga. I get up, see if you can stand up an hour this time. I look at him crazy, because I ain't did no shit like this shit.
Right.
You know, the lady at the rehab wouldn't let me stand up too long. She always made me sit down when she seen like something getting shaky.
Shake, yeah.
Bro, and it's this belt they put around you. So you don't fall, you know. I had that belt around at the time. Bro stayed close enough to me, but he would never grab the belt. Nigga, that's all on you, nigga. You got this shit, nigga. Feel me? Nigga, you know how long you been standing on business, nigga? What you ain't shook back from, nigga? Nigga, you get back from everything, nigga. Nigga, you really, you know, like, you putting that bug in my ear, saying a lot of shit I done forgot about. A lot of shit, you know, because I ain't counting no favors. A lot of shit, you know, nigga, we all depend on you, nigga. You know how many of us, nigga, we eating, nigga. Nigga, you the jack guy, nigga. You gotta shake back, champ. You know, I look up, clocked and went past. I been standing up an hour and 5 minutes. I sit down in the wheelchair. Nigga, I told you wasn't nothing wrong with your bitch ass. Nigga, in a couple days, nigga, I'm taking that wheelchair from your old ass, nigga. You ain't about to be around this bitch, scooting around this bitch in no wheelchair, soft ass nigga. You know? And I'm looking at the nigga like, it's tough love, but it's real shit.
Yeah.
Later on, I got this motherfucking vibrator pad. Dirt done got me. That bitch vibrating all night. My bitch irritated as fuck. Both of the hoes in the bed with me irritated as fuck. This bitch loud as hell, right? I got this little foot massager. I put it on my socks, and I don't realize it shocks. I take the motherfucker off, my socks off, put my feet on it. Bitch damn near electrocuted me, but I jumped so hard when it electrocuted me. My bro synced and it was like, I told you wasn't nothing wrong with your bitch ass, nigga. You know? That shit worked, nigga. You know?
Yeah.
And shout out to my babies. You know, they was stroking the nigga ego.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Talking about shit. You ain't hitting that motherfucker like nothing wrong with you, you know? And that shit all stroking the nigga ego to just know, like, man, get your ass up, work out. And get up. You know, she cooking. I eat, work out. Told me I wasn't gonna be walking till September from the time of the accident. I'm working out. They took the wheelchair from me. I tried to use the walker. My hand was too challenged to grab it, so I can only grip the walker from one side, or I'm gonna have to get my hand bandaged up. So I ended up buying a pull-up bar. And I knew I couldn't pull up on it. I couldn't even get my hands up on it, but I used to have bro help me put my hands up on it and try to hold on to it as long as I can so I can get some circulation in my arms. My hand was swelling up real bad, but my arms always being down and them not getting the proper circulation.
Yeah.
So Bruno used to come over and hold my arm and help me get some range of motion with my arms because I couldn't move them and shit. And like I say, man, everybody played their role, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Dirt, even my big bro, Freckleface. He called me, you know, he bought me one of those headsets with the weight on it that I could get my neck back strong with. Everybody, my mommy, everybody helped play a role in this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it was a couple times, shit, I couldn't even wipe my own ass. And I was so stubborn, I was just trying to like, just be at least burden to anybody as possible, cause that type of shit is weird to me anyway. I needed help, man. I know I don't got a gay bone on my body and these is like my actual bitches and shit, you know? All this shit was just like a different experience. It's just like popping a nigga, laughing at him cause he on the shit bag, right? Or cause a nigga on a hospital bed barely hanging on. And you sitting there thinking this shit cute with your homeboys. But now you broke up on the hospital bed and you just gotta smirk and take your lick because you know what come with this shit.
It's your turn.
You know how this revolving door go. You know what I mean? That's something you can't escape. You know what I mean? It might not come in the same form fashion, but she gonna take her chunk out your ass.
Is that the spiritual meaning you got from all this happening?
It was more so you can lose it all in a flash if you're not really focused and got your sights set on what you're supposed to be looking at because you're blessed. So all that unnecessary ghetto shit, all that, you know, just because you can do something, you overdoing it.
Yeah.
Or taking more time to, because I spend a lot of time with my children. Even with this happening, I realized it's never enough time with that. You know what I mean? I can do more. I can be more attentive and more just focus on at least that, because that's the most important thing I got going on. If all this shit was to go away today, that's still my main priority. And I always gotta stay grounded and keep that up and running. So yeah, that was more so like my train of thought, like stop being extra, stop doing all this unnecessary shit. Pump your brakes, my nigga. Like you just almost left this bitch. Cause that's what everybody fear, right?
Yeah.
It's doomsday. Just almost checked out. And it's the biggest scare of my life cause I'm pretty much protected by Viper in the city, right? So I don't really go through a lot of shit niggas go through. Like, niggas be tripping off. I got $300,000 of jewelry on in the ghetto. And a nigga made man enough to be able to do this with no hassle. But you still gotta be smart about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Know that you ain't invincible. The accident just slowed me down. I always had like tunnel vision, but it put things in a more proper perspective. Even that, put my blinders on a little more tight.
Do you consider yourself a miracle?
Absolutely, cause like I say, at one point in time, nothing was moving. That could have been a permanent phase. So for me to, you know, even have my little limp and, you know what I'm saying, for me to be, you know what I'm saying, strutting through this shit like I ain't missed a beat. I know I'm a miracle, but it's been proven on more than just this case. This just solidified it. You know what I mean? Like, for sure. Oh.
Yeah.
For real.
This trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the way you need to surf you heard.